Thank you for listening and welcome to the Life Podcast, a proud member of the Eventide Entertainment Podcast Network. I'm your host, Don Smith. It's a new year, and instead of a live show, I thought we should take a random look back at some of my favorite news stories that we covered on the show in 2017. If you enjoy the show, like and follow the Life 1069 on Facebook and Don Smith Comedy on Twitter, or tune in live on Wednesdays from noon to 2 p.m. on WWSU 106.9 FM, or you can stream the show live at wwsu1069.org.
The brutal presence overwhelms me. The brutal presence overwhelms me.
A new world record has been set for carrying mugs of beer in southeastern Germany. The way that's worded, I wonder if that's just carrying mugs of beer in southeastern Germany, if that was the record itself, or is there a separate record for each location? Anyway, moving on. In Bavaria, which is also home to Oktoberfest, the world's largest beer festival, Oliver Strumpfel cradled 31 beer-filled tankards stacked up in 2 tiers, walked 40 meters, and then set them down. But 2 tipped over at the last minute, so the record is 29 jugs, or more than 152 pounds of beer in glasses. That is a lot of beer to carry. Yeah.
It's a good buzz working right there.
Yeah, just a good buzz. That's not drunk. That's just a good buzz.
You don't hear from Barry, but boy, you start talking about that. He's right there.
Yeah, there you go. I would say in Bavaria, 152 pounds of beer is just called a good start.
Yeah.
That's a good start to your evening right there.
That probably is true.
Yeah, it always cracks me up how they have, at least that's a record that might actually make some sense. Because I don't know if you pay a lot of attention to some of these world records, the Guinness Book of World Records. Some of them are ridiculous.
Mm-hmm.
I like to get on them here. There was one, it was how many flights of stairs this guy could go up on his head without using his hands, actually bouncing up the stairs on his head.
See, that's ridiculous. There's not anybody else probably can do that.
Right. And why? How would you learn to do that?
Well, you got a lot of time on your hands.
Apparently.
Or else he found all that beer.
Have a lot of headaches.
Yeah, apparently he drank 152 pounds worth of beer and fell down the stairs on his head and said, let's see if I can do it the other way.
Now, my husband grew up in Germany in his high school years. He was in Germany. And how old were you when you're allowed to start drinking beer in Germany?
16.
Oh, okay. When you were allowed to start. How old were you when you started?
16.
Oh, okay.
He was in Germany. He was watched all the time.
See, because we were allowed at 21 when I was growing up, and I started at like 12.
Right.
I know, right.
Yeah. Unofficially, though. It's unofficially until I was 21. I officially started drinking at 21.
Well, he was really a straight-laced good guy at that time. And he listened to what his mom and dad told him to do.
See, I was a straight-laced good guy. I was just drunk. I was just a very relaxed, laid-back, straight-laced guy. Okay. A barber in Chinese city of Qingdao does some hair-raising things to his customers, like shave their eyeballs. Zhang Goa is one of a few barbers still practicing the age-old art of eyeball shaving. Yeah, you heard that right. The 62-year-old actually puts a sharp razor right on the eyeballs of his patron and scrapes off any dirt and residue that might be there. As terrifying as that sounds, the man claims that in 40 years of eyeball shaving, he has never injured anyone. At least nobody that could tell about it, you know. Eyeball shaving was used in hospitals in the early 20th century to treat trachoma, a bacterial condition that is most common infectious cause of blindness in the world. Eyeball shaving.
I've never heard of anything like why.
I hadn't either.
Put a blade on.
Yeah, I don't even think I could handle LASIK surgery, let alone having some. How old is it? 62 years old. You get 62 years old, you get a little shaky. I don't know if I'd want some.
Oh.
I mean, even if I were to try to touch my eyeball, that does not feel comfortable. I don't know how. I mean, do they have to numb it?
No, I think it just goes right. I don't know. I didn't.
What happened to tears?
Didn't get into all. Yeah, isn't that how it's supposed to clean?
Yeah.
But no, apparently you can shave. Now I've let my beard grow kind of wild. I've never had to shave my eyeballs.
No.
So that's as soon as I heard about that, I was like, that's just I hate to shave anyway,
Right.
let alone shaving my eyeballs.
Imagine
Now
having
I'm gonna have to
eye.
Google this.
Yeah.
Imagine having like eye razor burn.
Yeah, that'd be
Right.
bad. How do you
Yeah.
put aftershave?
Yikes.
That would burn right there.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah, well, now, are you Googling it now? Is that what you're...
No,
okay,
I'll
okay, good,
Google
because
it
this is
later.
a live radio broadcast. We can't have on-air Googling.
No.
I don't even know what you were talking about during the break, but we can't have on-air Googling as well as that. So, now you're putting your headphones on to make sure you can't... We've upset her. She's putting her on her
Well, I'm
earmuffs.
just wondering, these
Like-
were not here last time.
It's like I don't want to hear these guys.
These were not here last time. I was just wondering, what are they for?
Let's see. An 800-year-old coffin smashed to the floor of a UK museum last week after someone reportedly tried to put a child inside it for a photo.
Wait, this is in the UK?
This is in the UK. The sandstone relic was on display at the Prittlewell Priory Museum in Southend-on-the-Sea, Essex, when someone knocked it over by lifting a child over a protective barrier. Instead of reporting the damage and taking responsibility for the accident, the Guardian reported the surveillance video captured the culprits fleeing, leaving the toppled coffin with a deep crack and a large triangle-shaped piece missing from its middle. They should have at least collected the piece as a souvenir.
They could, or they could have tried to put it on with some chewing gum before Dad gets back from vacation.
Yeah, yeah, that's true. That's true.
I mean, but for the record, I mean, the UK with a story like that, the UK has no right to ever make fun of like our rednecks or our like American South, because the second I heard that story, I was like, I immediately, like, this is terrible, but I immediately imagined like some Kentucky museum or something, like, because somebody would want to be like, hell yeah, picture with this thing.
Yeah.
Nope, that's the UK.
Get the kids in the coffin. Let's
Yeah.
take a picture.
It's gonna look great, and then it falls back away slowly.
Yeah.
Quit yelling.
Yep.
Of course,
Run.
they could have been, vacationing. They could have
That's true. Yeah, it could have been.
It could have been
It
some
could have
Yankees.
been. Yeah, it probably was. Now that
and
you
that's
think
and that's
about
why
it,
they
yeah.
didn't say anything, because they were like, we're never gonna get to the embassy in time. But I just love that. I mean, you see an antique coffin and your first thought is put the kid in it. All right. I mean, fair enough.
Well,
I mean,
that's always been my first thought.
I don't have any children, so I can't.
I don't either. If I had, I'd put him in a coffin, probably. Eventually, or at least I'd think about it.
Oh my gosh! Yeah.
Swiss authorities are investigating reports that someone flushed tens of thousands of euros down the toilets of a bank and several restaurants in Geneva, clogging their pipes. Several months ago, toilets near a bank vault in the city were stuffed with 500-euro bills, which had apparently been chopped up with scissors. More bills were discovered clogging nearby restaurants' toilets in the following days. In Switzerland, where the currency is the Swiss franc, it's not a crime to destroy banknotes, according to the BBC. However, the European Union prohibits the destruction of large amounts of currency. So far, it appears curiosity alone has prompted the local authorities to launch a criminal investigation.
Talk about your expensive prank. I mean, Tim committed to $5 over there.
Yeah.
Would
They're
that
like-
I guess, excuse me for being stupid, but would that increase or decrease like the value of the currency?
I would think
me,
the
it would-
actual value of what
Who
goes
are you
off of
asking?
supply and
Yeah.
demand, so there would be
Less money, right? So it would actually
available,
increase.
so
I don't
it would
underst-
increase the value.
I guess
By-
I don't understand
you
the
can-
whole story.
You can make money more valuable by flushing it down the toilet.
My guess is that someone's
So,
trying to like
bank with Chase,
destabilize
because
the
they'll
Is that
do
what
it
was
for
going
you.
on?
I guess.
So they're going to flush it down the
This all
toilet.
just
I missed
came
it.
full
I
circle.
missed it, Don. I missed it.
This
I
all
said
just came
bank with
full.
Chase. They'll
Yeah.
flush your money down the toilet for you.
You said it's
It
not
all
a
comes
crime.
back around.
It's not a crime, but it's stupid.
Yeah,
exactly.
Why not just
Exactly.
spend it and let somebody
Right.
else worry about
I
destabilizing
will
the
take your
economy of
francs
the
and
country?
find
Yeah.
out how to turn it into
Yeah.
U.S. dollars.
Yeah,
Yeah,
there you go. That would help.
I think they're just taking the whole Brexit thing too seriously. It's like, no, we're taking the rest of you down with
Okay,
us.
but
We're
is
taking
that
the
what
rest
it-
of you down with us.
Is that what this whole deal was? Was it like that kind of a important thing, or was it just somebody like trying to mess up somebody's plumbing.
There's nothing wrong with saying the proper name.
Okay.
So,
trying to penis up.
Well, I would think
penis up somebody's
that's
phallus.
perfect.
Trying to phallusify.
Right.
Felicify.
Somebody's
Phallus-
plumbing
Phallicize.
system.
Is that falsify? Is
Well, let's not discuss phallicize.
Phallicify.
Guys, we're back to toilet talk.
Phallicize.
We're all the way back to toilet talk.
Seven and a half, whatever it takes.
Oh man, this is where this show always goes.
It's me. It's my fault. I apologize.
I wish we had another sloth fact right now. Actually,
There we go.
Well done.
We need an intro. We need an intro and an outro. Like, and now
It's time
I
for
want
sloth.
this,
It's
I
time
want
for
this to be
sloth
a new
facts.
segment for the show. Sloth facts with Kyle.
Sloths don't sweat and have no body odor, which helps them avoid predators.
okay, that is nothing at all like my girlfriend.
Wait for that.
Nothing at all. She is the stinkiest woman.
She's also
I'm just
constantly being followed by predators. So
Yeah. Wow, that was me back in the
she
old days.
is surrounded by
Harry,
predators.
Oh, but yeah, that's euros down the toilet.
There it is.
Wow.
Oh, I guess they wanted to invest in the comedy club. too.
They might as well.
You know what? We'll
Their money did.
Are we going to go there? Because I was going to go there, but I opted not to.
I'm allowed.
Kyle's over there
Like,
being so
talking about
polite.
flushing money
He's
down a
like-
toilet.
Yeah.
Maybe Chase was trying to save you, Don.
Yeah, here I was angry at him. I should have been thankful.
They're like on the, he's so asleep. They're like, well, Mr. Smith, if we should find your money, are you sure that you would want to do this?
They delayed
We're
it.
trying to help you, idiot.
It is, after all, a comedy club.
Yeah, they delayed it because the Chase went.
Have you heard of Netflix, sir?
So they go, we saw that you're investing in a comedy club, and we noticed, now's probably not the time.
Oh, that's okay. We're going to turn it around, man.
Yeah,
it
we
is.
are. We're already turning it around.
Rapper B.O.B. thinks the world is flat and he's hoping to put your money where his mouth is. The rapper just started a GoFundMe campaign called Show B.O.B. the Curve that aims to help the celebrity non-scientist, quote, purchase and launch multiple satellites into space. The campaign started Friday with a goal to raise $200,000. He figures that's probably, again, quote, enough for a small economy class satellite. You know, just something for day-to-day use, nothing too flashy. So far, the response to the response has been as flat as B.O.B. claims the planet is, only raising about $225.
Wow.
I don't think he can get a satellite for that.
Okay, admittedly, I
world is flat, I
stopped listening after you said the rapper called B.O.B.
Yes.
So
I stopped maybe a few words right in front of that. As soon as he said
Yeah.
flat, I was like, and it's B.O.B. Okay, what are you
so
saying?
his name is Bob. Is that
It's
is
B.O.B..
that- or
No,
does
it's
it
B.O.B.
stand-
It's actually
it's-
pronounced B.O.B.
I mean,
B period, O period, B period. It's B.O.B.
Okay.
Yeah. So
Are
it's,
we-
I can't say WTF, right? On the air?
I don't
Okay.
see.
Can I say
why not?
W? Can I say W.T.F.
Yeah,
Would that
Nice.
would that
You
work?
have to wrap it, though. You have to wrap it.
It's like, oh God, there's some clever rapper names out there. There are.
But what about B.O.B.?
B.O.B. is your name.
I
B
like
to
how
the
we
O to
talk
the B.
Oh my
more
God.
about his
Okay.
name
And then-
than what
and
he
then
actually
so-
said.
Right. Yeah, we were worried about the
It's-
name, and it's like this guy thinks the world is flat.
If I
So
could,
the story is that he wants to GoFundMe a satellite. Is that it?
Several satellites.
For the purpose of
Yeah,
proving
they
that the world is flat?
Yeah, wants to launch multiple satellites in
Okay.
space for $200,000.
can I just say that this is probably a I take that back. I hope this is a publicity, like just gimmick or stunt, just to get his name out there even more.
Yeah.
Because this
I would
makes
assume.
I mean, his letters.
this
It's his letters out there.
this just makes no sense. Like, why would you do this? Why?
To the people that I say that say the world is flat, I always say, do this. From where we're standing right here, just head west. Just go west. Just keep going. We'll see you when you get back.
Yeah. Go as fast as you can.
Yes.
That's actually
and see
good
if you can
advice.
catch yourself.
I have no
B.O.B.
I have no comment for this.
B.O.B.
I'm more fascinated by because I have listened to a little bit of his music, and personally,
So this is
So
like
you actually
some,
know him.
yeah, he's not as. I may get flack for saying this, but he's not as big as like other
Oh, you
artist.
can say that.
Right.
I'm with you.
Yeah,
But I've
good.
never heard of him.
I have listened to a couple of his tracks, and I don't remember the names, which probably is not a good thing.
Do they have anything to do with the world being flat?
I hope so now. I hope, honestly,
You're going to go
this
back
is.
and listen?
I hope this is where he drew this theory from other past songs. Because if this is just random, I fear for not only him, I fear for his name and the dots in his name.
Yes. Well, I am always concerned with dots.
I weep for the future.
Rapping dots.
That is bizarre. Just
Ladies and gentlemen, it's Bob. Welcome, Bob.
Yep, Bob.
I've heard lots of bizarre stuff, but nothing about a GoFundMe
Bobby.
campaign for
His name
something
really
like
is
this.
Bobby. I got my researcher over here
Oh,
doing some research on his name is Bob.
It is pronounced Bob?
Yeah.
Oh,
Bobby.
Bobby, okay.
Oh,
So yeah, but his
B-O-B-B-Y.
rapper
Wow.
name is B.O.B.
That doesn't
See,
help
well,
the
yeah,
cause.
Yeah. You got to research the whole thing. Jeez, researcher is terrible.
No, you can't get good help.
Christy Lynn Goss may be guilty of fraud, but not of crimes against fashion. The 44-year-old Goss was previously employed as an administrative assistant to a judge in Garland County, Arkansas, because all the best news comes from Arkansas. That is until authorities accused her of fraudulently charging $200,000 to a Garland County credit card. She used the credit card to purchase a diamond bracelet, tickets to Arkansas Razorbacks football games, sequin throw pillows, and pet insurance. Oh, and admittedly, adorable tuxedo for her dog.
Oh,
So if you're going to have pet insurance for your dog, you might as well get it a tuxedo.
right.
You
You know,
it's on the county.
it's
You're
healthy
fine.
and it looks good. What's wrong with this?
Yep, she was set to stand trial last Tuesday, but opted to plead guilty at a pretrial hearing to 6 felony counts of fraudulent use of the county's credit card. She will be sentenced on November 22nd. So, yeah, that's a good
Well,
use of government money.
Right.
That's probably
right.
more than most government officials would have done with it.
Or maybe.
Because they just most government is just waste. That's like 90% of government is just wasted money and
Right.
bureaucracy. So
Right,
at least
right,
she
right.
got something out of it.
Right. It just makes you wonder if somebody in Arkansas could figure out how to do that. The rest, all the rest, know exactly what to do. You would think,
Yeah.
you know. But I mean, at least I'm like, is there checks and balances like
I don't
across
know.
the
That's
board, or do you
Arkansas.
think?
I don't even
Do you think
know
they
how
just
many
caught
people
her
live
and
there.
there's like 10,000 more people doing it?
Oh, I'm
you know?
sure that that goes on throughout just not just Arkansas, just all over the place. That's there's fraudulent charges everywhere.
Right.
That's
Right. But if
That's-
I
that's-
did it, I'd be in Leavenworth.
oh yeah, absolutely. If you and I do it, we get busted right away.
Right.
But this well, she is busted now. She's been caught, pled guilty, which I'm sure the guilty plea is probably going to get her some time off.
Right.
So she'll be in prison for like 2 minutes, and
Right.
then overcrowding, she'll be forced out and
Right.
get a job with some other government entity somewhere.
Right.
And do it again. It's a cycle. She'll start the cycle all over again.
Right. She'll get a cat.
Yeah,
Well-
and dress it up in a swimsuit.
Right.
Because I think that's what actually put her on the radar was the tuxedo for the dog.
Oh, right.
She brought in a picture, and they said, no idiot is going to waste money on a tuxedo for their dog. She apparently is wasting taxpayers' money.
Right.
And that's why they started to investigate. Then they found all the other piddly stuff that they didn't really worry about. It was the tuxedo for the dog that really tipped them off.
Yeah. That was the
That's-
breaking.
Yeah, that's that was the break in the case they were looking for. As soon as they saw Fluffy
Right.
in that tuxedo,
Right.
they thought we've got her now.
And they were thinking, are we paying this girl too much? You know?
Exactly. Either
Yeah.
they're paying her too much or she's stealing it from somewhere else.
Yeah. Which means you should, when you go to work, go looking as shabby as you can.
Right, exactly. And you can get away with whatever you
Exactly.
You can steal anything you want so long as you don't look like you have any money. You're
Right.
good.
This is good.
And so if you're committing fraud right now against the company you work for, first of all, no dog tuxedos.
No.
That sends up their red flag. It's kind of like getting an email to work at home.
Right.
You know? And if you work at home and you're fraud, you're stealing money from your company. Well, I guess you can buy all the dog tuxedos you want because they'll never see them. You work at home.
Oh, right.
So,
Right.
Yeah, you're golden then.
Right.
I think I'm going to
How
start
many would
working
you
on
need though? Like,
it. Depends on how many dogs.
that's
And
true.
how many black tie events your dogs attend in your average year.
right.
So,
right.
because you don't want it. Some of these pet owners, they don't want their dogs leaving the house in the same outfit they had on yesterday.
Right. Yeah.
So,
Yeah. No, I was just thinking, like, couldn't she just buy one and like swap out the cummerbund? I mean, that's the ridiculous part of this.
I think
story.
that's cheating. I think, yeah, that's
the
cheating.
dog would know, maybe. that it's
Yeah,
your-
exactly.
Yeah.
To just turn its nose up at the same tuxedo.
Yeah.
I
The
can see
turquoise
that.
one again.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. See, we should have at least got the picture of the dog
Right.
with that article.
Right.
I mean, we couldn't show it on the air, of course, but I could
No.
describe it.
Right. Right.
But I didn't see it, other than it's just adorable, apparently.
Uh,
Which that's kind of a you can't just say that. That's kind of it's all in perspective,
yeah.
Because some people might think a dog in a tuxedo is adorable. I, on the other hand, think it's ridiculous.
Right.
And if I was a dog and you put me in a tuxedo, eventually I'm gonna crap in your shoes. That's just
Right. Right. Yeah. Yeah.
that's just that's my nature.
You're
put
gonna
me in
like wake up one night and there he is, like on the bed with like a knife in his mouth.
Yeah,
And you're
yeah.
thinking like, does he do this every night, or is he just mad at me?
Yep, was it the tuxedo? I
Oh.
know it. Okay, he's nothing if not consistent. A 52-year-old man in Metairie, Louisiana has accomplished a hat trick of sorts by getting arrested 3 times in 1 week for public masturbation. Gregory Gurin was collared on obscenity charges Saturday night after a neighbor reported that the suspect was masturbating outside his home. Deputies who arrived on the scene found him hiding in the backyard. He was hauled off to Jefferson Parish Correctional Center and booked on obscenity charges. At this point, the jail may be a bit of a second home for him because Saturday's arrest marked his 3rd in 7 days for the same charge.
Wow.
At least they know what he's up to.
Wiry little guy.
Yeah.
Public and pubic masturbation. Yes.
Yeah,
Oh, my goodness.
I'd be a little nervous handcuffing him, actually.
Yeah, you can probably slip out of that.
Yeah.
And what would you handcuff? The accessory to the crime?
Yeah. 3 times.
Yeah. In a week?
You definitely, in a week.
And that's
think
just
he
the ones
definitely,
that's when he
that's
got
just
caught.
the ones you know about. That's just the ones he got
Yeah,
caught. He's apparently, it's
Didn't
it's
count
a
the ones at
serial-
McDonald's or anything, yeah.
Yeah, that's,
Sorry. We deserve a break today.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep, 2 all-beef patty special sauce.
Yeah, special sauce with that cheese.
We got to move on from that one because
Okay,
I think
yeah.
that one's just,
That's sad.
yeah, that's,
Poor guy.
yeah, poor
What?
poor neighbors.
Yeah.
Because I don't know if I don't know how I'd react to that with a neighbor in my yard going to town like that. It probably wouldn't be very friendly.
Let me get the dog.
Yeah, yeah. Let the dogs out.
Spike?
Yeah. Larry William Henry really likes pigs, so much that he's not allowed near them. When authorities found Henry drunk and naked in a hog barn near Millersville, Pennsylvania on June 26, he told them point blank, "I just like pigs."
You told the cops that?
Henry 64 also told the cops he had finished a 6-pack of fittingly Ham's beer during a big party. Henry was familiar with the farm where he chose to go high on the hog. He was banned from the property after a 2011 trespassing incident. The guy likes his pork.
Yeah. His favorite pig at the farm was Kevin.
Yeah, Kevin Bacon.
Yeah.
6 degrees of bacon, I guess.
6 degrees of bacon. Boy, that sounds like a very delicious porn story.
So yeah, that's
wow, man. We're having a theme here already.
I think
Masturbation.
I am
and
seeing
now we got
something already. So yeah, that's
we got pork futures.
What are the hog futures? Pork bellies.
It depends. If it's a girl pig, it might be pork futures, but I don't know.
Oh, that's
oh
wrong.
man,
That's wrong.
What do you
Reminds me
do
of a
down
South
on the
Park
farm?
episode. Just like so many things remind me of South Park episodes.
Oh, South Park.
Only problem is these are true stories.
Yeah, man.
So,
Let's speak about animal husbandry.
he's a breeder.
Yeah, that swine.
Oh man, well, let's change pace a little bit here.
Yeah.
Oh
Anything about
man,
nuns?
we got
No, I'm
something
sorry.
else. We're on a theme. Let's stick with it.
Okay.
This is why we can't have nice things. the man behind an intelligent sex robot named Samantha, says the kinky creation needs to be repaired thanks to barbarians at a tech industrial festival.
God.
Engineer Sergei Santos of Barcelona, Spain, wanted to show off Samantha at the Arts Electronica Festival in Linz, Austria last week. The Randy robot is programmed with artificial intelligence so that she responds to gentle seduction. Samantha seemingly gets more aroused the more she's romanced. But that's not what happened at the festival. Instead, the robot was molested and seriously damaged by attendees. So,
damage.
How do
so
you,
is that like parentheses with your fingers damaged?
How do you? Yeah. Man, we are all over the map with these news stories. We're all over the map.
Where do you go to help her out, Lowe's?
Yeah. How do you damage a sex robot?
Radio Shack?
I guess. Yeah, I don't think there are any of those left, are they?
I don't know.
Yeah.
The Radio Shack is a little known place where robots get together.
Speaking of robot chicken, that's what the other guy needed was robot pork.
Oh yeah, these stories are starting to get me hot. You better watch out.
Yeah, we better. But I don't even know if I want to do the next one now. All right, jewelry should always reflect one's personal style. In the case of British mom Tracy Kiss, see, we went from a dog kiss to Tracy Kiss. Now, see that there is some sense to my news. We'll start over. Jewelry should always reflect one's personal style, but in the case of British mom Tracy Kiss, it also memorializes her private parts. Earlier this year, the model turned fashion blogger underwent a labiaplasty. In part to remove a cyst that doctors said was caused by friction in the area, which we know what that was caused by.
Friction in the area.
The 28-year-old Kiss then blogged about the experience in very, very elaborate details in her own personal blog. Now she's adding another wrinkle to the story. Turns out she saved some of the parts removed during the surgery and has turned them into a one-of-a-kind choker.
Oh. Hashtag white people problem.
Yes. Kiss decided to make the labia heirloom as a trophy for overcoming the pain the experience caused her. She says, I also have my old breast implants too. Unfortunately, the surgical fluid they were stored in turned them gray, so I wanted a long-term option of preservation. The skin around Kiss's sex organ also turned gray from the surgical fluid. However, she perked things up by covering the leftover labia in glitter.
Stylish. Be stylish.
That is...
I believe they call that vajazzling.
Yes!
That's a real word.
That gets the applause break.
That is why you are the mayor of the Oregon district. Right there.
That is good stuff.
That was perfect.
Yes, glitter. That's glitter. I have a whole set about glitter and its evils. And oddly enough, this was not a part of it, but it may be now because there are some things you don't want glitter on.
No.
There are also some things you don't want around your neck.
No. No.
At all.
Not
none.
Not a good thing.
Get that
There's
thing away
such a
from
thing
me.
as there's such a thing as oversharing, you know?
Yes,
Like,
yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a great little necklace. Where'd you get that?
Who are you wearing?
My
Who
God.
are you wearing right now?
Well, this is me.
Me?
This is
Yes.
me.
Yeah, this is all me.
This is me. That would be a great clothing line, like too.
Oh
This
God,
is me.
yeah. What if she made it? What if people started a whole trend and everybody started demanded to bake it?
It only takes like if Lady Gaga does it, everybody would do it.
Yeah.
Just one person.
That's true. Yeah,
One person.
it only takes one.
I saw that necklace. Had to have it. Can you make me one?
Yes. There's
First,
more.
we're going to need to remove your.
Yep.
People are lining up for this hot new surgery.
Yeah,
Like, oh.
Lance Armstrong has a very big pinky ring.
Lance.
That would look so bad.
Rest in peace. Wait, he's dead, right? Lance Armstrong is dead, right?
Is he? I don't think so.
I thought he
No,
died. Okay,
he had-
never mind.
He's just nuts.
Okay. He came close. Okay.
Bum.
Oh,
Not dead.
man. I always thought it was kind of unfair. He, be in all those races with only one left because it's a lot more comfortable to ride that bike with a little thin seat when you only have one.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It gives
true.
him an unfair
Yeah,
advantage. Probably.
exactly,
Well, he was
exactly.
doping too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
True.
Yeah, but that's not important.
at all.
See, I actually think athletes should. They're getting paid a lot of money to play a sport. They should do whatever they can to be the best at it they can be.
Yeah.
You know, I didn't pay for my tickets to watch somebody half-ass it. Get out there and do some stuff.
For mediocre entertainment.
Shoot up, go.
You want them to be out there like throwing the bike and just screaming.
Dr. Jekyll.
Just knocking other bikers off.
That's how you win. They just give him the title because they're like afraid of him. Like, oh yeah, hey, what's up, buddy?
I believe this is yours, Lance. No, I'm not going to kiss your ring.
Yeah.
Lance Armstrong just won on a 10 speed.
Merciless
Nothing brings people together quite like the movies, and every week Aaron Lopez wants you to join him in a discussion about the latest and greatest in the world of film. So grab a drink, grab some popcorn, and get comfy. Come join Aaron and friends every Thursday at The Drive-In, presented by Eventide Entertainment.
A New Mexico man is accused of stripping naked and speeding off in a police cruiser. Footage recorded on July 4th by Curry County deputies' body camera shows the deputy attempting to reason with the suspect, later identified as Jesus Durango, 37 years old. The deputy tries to convince Durango to sit on the grass on the side of the road of State Road 245. Instead, the suspect does his best to flag down a passing vehicle. Moments later, Durango is off and running. The deputy shouts, "Hey, get out of there!" as the naked man climbs into the police cruiser and speeds away. The deputy reports, "He's stolen my unit. He's taken off eastbound in my unit."
In my unit.
The naked man has stolen my unit. That must be why I put that story on.
Because of that line. The naked man stole my unit. Yeah, that is exactly why. That is exactly why you put that story in there.
If I had a nickel for every time a naked man ran off with my unit.
Tainton.
I was thinking about non-creative names the other day because I went to years ago. I went down to the Caribbean, down to Southern Caribbean, and I spent a couple weeks in Trinidad. Nice. And down in Trinidad, they're very creative with their names of businesses. If they have there's like a burger stand called Burger Boys.
Yeah.
It's a hot dog stand. It's Hot Dog Boys. Pizza places, Pizza Boys. Everything is boys,
nice.
Which is weird because I'm pretty sure they had a strip club called Girls, 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 Boys, which, I mean, I didn't really know what to expect going in there, especially because it was right next door.
Older businessmen coming down there.
It was right next door to a transmission shop called Tranny Boys, so I was really confused on that.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's creative names.
Yeah.
I did make the comment down. It seemed like every business was something boys. They even had there's a Donut Boys, Muffler Boys.
Pet
it
Boys,
just cracked
Boys.
me up. Yeah. Well, because Trinidad's not like Jamaica. Jamaica, everything's man. Hey, man.
Right.
Down there, everything's hey, boy. Hey, boy.
Right.
So that must be where the name comes from, of calling everything something boys. But the strip club Girls, 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 Boys, I thought was kind. That's some new stuff I'm working on.
I would probably still go in.
What's that?
I would probably still go in.
Yeah, well, you got to check it out at that point.
Yep.
Stay away from the transmission.
But that's like Indianapolis when you're downtown Indy or in Speedway, Indianapolis. Everything's based on the track. You know, it's 500 liquor and 500 market, and it's really named a liquor store after the Indy 500.
Huh.
Okay.
Because that's what goes well with driving very fast.
Right.
Is a lot of liquor, alcohol, and driving fast. Are just that spells Indianapolis to me.
It would be cool if they did it drunk.
Well, yeah, it would be. Everybody watches NASCAR for the crashing anyway.
Yep.
So that would be that would just at least double all the crashes. It'd be so much better to watch, so much more entertaining.
Yeah, I think so.
Because somebody instead of going, turning left around the track, somebody would be going backwards.
And if they have to texting's mandatory, and so's drinking. That's the way NASCAR should be.
Yep. I'm winning. You got to text.
Yeah.
Yeah. Instead, get rid of the communication through the headphones with the pit crew. You got to text.
Everything's done through text.
That's a fantastic idea. The inventor of a sex robot has revealed he is ready to make a baby with his machine, Samantha, using a mixture of the couple's traits. Sergey Santos, who shared his Barcelona home with his wife, Maritza Kisimataki. I don't know what he was kissing, but it was apparently her taki.
Yeah.
It could have been Kisimatako. I don't know.
Or toaster.
Yeah. It shares Barcelona home with Maritza Kisimataki and a family of silicone sex dolls. Says he's ready to take the next step with his plastic partner and boasts that it will be extremely simple.
Maybe it was just a Teddy Ruxpin with a hole cut in it and some ham stuffed in there.
He believes it's only a matter of time before marriage to sex robots becomes the norm because he's a crazy person and thinks starting a family with them...
I don't think he's that crazy.
No,
well, that's
you
true.
can turn those robots off.
Yeah.
I don't know why you need to take it to the courthouse and marry it.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, it's a sex robot. It's not going to hold out for a bigger ring.
Yeah.
But he thinks that starting a family with them will be easy to execute. Sergey says, I can make them have a baby. It's not so difficult. I would love to have a child with a robot. Using the brain I have already created, I would program it with a genome so he or she could have moral values plus concepts of beauty, justice, and the values that humans have. He doesn't know many humans.
Who does he hang out with?
Then to create a child with this robot, it would be extremely simple. I would make an algorithm of what I personally believe about these concepts and then shuffle it
I
with
figured
what
he'd
she
just say
thinks.
something vulgar like, I
then
will stick my penis.
Then 3D print it.
Because that's exactly what someone's child is. Just the perfect mix of both of your values.
3D
shuffled
printed.
together.
It's a 3D version of what the two were individually.
Yeah.
That's fantastic.
Not the result of both of your crazy. No.
Right. Only put the good traits into your children.
Yeah, definitely.
Now I wonder with this child robot, are they going to be able to damage it mentally like they would their own children?
I should hope.
Yeah,
to emotionally stun it, and if it grows,
just get it close to the microwave, if nothing else.
That's its punishment.
Yep.
Go stand by the
You just
microwave.
stand in the kitchen with your head on the microwave.
There's a sick, custody battle between this robot and her baby robot.
Yeah, that would be rough.
I wonder what the wife, the human flesh wife, is sitting in the other room thinking, like, what did I do? Like,
why?
This gentleman is eccentric.
I think it keeps him off me.
Well, because
he's not
as long as
technically
he's busy, I don't care.
Technically cheating on me, I guess.
Yeah, he says. So where's it head?
He's just having sex with all the appliances in the house.
Yeah,
Other than that,
yeah, because he shares his home with his wife and a family of silicone sex, not just one or two. Family.
You mean a closet?
Oh, he's
full
in
of
deep. Yeah, he's got parts everywhere, and like arms in the living room, and heads, and
Why would they call it a family
ones.
though? Is it like mother, father, and kid? I mean, that's the
Maybe
family.
they're his
It's a whole different definition of family.
That means I have a
guess.
kitchen with a family of appliances in it.
Yes,
like
you have a refrigerator, microwave, stove.
Yeah.
It's a family of appliances.
Yeah. Once you start getting busy with them, then
Go through that place with a black light. I bet the wife moves out.
Yeah.
Yeah. No kidding. Man. Yeah, I wouldn't take anything that he offered me to eat.
No.
Like where'd you make that toast? You see that toaster? No, I don't want.
Yeah, I made a robot that makes toast. All right, and other things too. I'm sure. I'll make mine by hand, the old-fashioned way.
Yeah. Damn it, Sergey! Do you have to stick your penis in everything?
Yeah.
Just test it.
What is the
quality control?
What does the toast making robot have all these holes in it?
Yep, quality control. That's man. That's because he'd have to test them to make sure they work before.
The sad part is Sergey's probably on the vanguard of the future. That's what it is. He's the tip of the spear. Yeah.
He's designing that next.
Yeah.
Bigger spear. That's what.
But maybe by the time we're 70 or 80, they'll have good robots, good convincing robots, and
God, I hope
you got to be careful with the toaster though, because I know of people that have been electrocuted just trying to get a piece of toast out with a knife.
Yeah.
So telling
I'd
what's
love
going
to be able
to
to wipe a woman's memory out after we were done, like just to turn that part off. Yeah. This is a story you can't tell anyone.
Yeah. Be like the Jedi mind trick with robots.
Yeah, exactly.
I was never here.
Yeah.
It's not my child.
Yeah. Except when you die and then
this
they
is
go
not
through
the
your
father
stuff,
figure you're looking for.
and your house is just full of sex robots. It don't matter what you accomplished in your lifetime. That's how you're going to be
Broken ones,
remembered.
half torsos.
Yeah. Even your kids,
'cause I'd imagine he'd
clear
just like-
dad's place out, and it's just full of just busted up sex robots.
Yeah.
I don't care if you designed a better bridge. That's how you're going to remember.
Yeah,
As long
I
as
don't
the
care if
lube
you
and,
were-
lube and sex robots.
Yeah, if you were responsible for space travel, you have, because I'd imagine having, like you said, he'd have to have several parts lying around. So I'd imagine he wouldn't put them all together. would he just have like certain pieces laying around?
Oh yeah,
for easy
yeah. There'd be
access,
like
you know?
just like a bottom torso, just standing in the hallway, with no breeches on or anything, just naked and.
Yep, just bent over with it like it's going into the wall or something, so you wouldn't even have to,
Yeah.
Very convenient. In case you're just walking by. Yeah. Part of an end table, you can just set your beer down. You're good to go.
He actually sounds like a genius, really.
Yeah.
I'm not here to judge anyone.
I'm getting some design ideas of my own home. Because I don't think it's sold yet. A 10-acre desert ranch is up for grabs in Arizona, with a unique property listed as featuring an in-ground swimming pool, a hay barn, and a constant stream of extraterrestrials that travel through a backyard portal. So that's on the listing. The Stardust Ranch in Rainbow Valley, which was featured on the Travel Channel program Ghost Adventures in 2016, is on the market for a cool $5 million. After its current owner said he was growing tired of fighting off aliens' malevolent attacks and abductions. He said, almost immediately from the day we moved in, we began to have strange experiences, said owner John Edmonds. John Edwards. I'd believe that more.
Right.
Over the past 20 years, Edmonds claims to have been abducted and had medical experiments performed on him by aliens and even had to slay a few in samurai sword fights because everybody knows aliens attack with samurai swords. That is their preferred method.
Sure.
I don't know if you know that or not, Scotty.
No,
I learned something today. That's amazing.
Well, like you said, you got to learn new things every day.
Yes.
And if you ever go up against an alien, you better have a samurai sword. That's
so now John is like he's probably the best LARP person that you ever met, like live action role playing. Like I'm a level 42 alien fighter.
Yeah. I have an idea for the new owners of this 10-acre ranch, but they need to use these extraterrestrial people that are having these fights. They use that to their advantage. They need to start a wrestling promotion where they can charge tickets to a paying audience and have these aliens wrestle each other in the ring. They set up a wrestling ring.
That's brilliant. WWET.
Yeah. I love it.
We've got it. Yeah,
Nice.
we need to go in and buy this place. It's only $5 million.
Yeah, and it's got a portal.
And it's got a portal. It's got a backyard. I wonder if it works both ways. Can you go up and conduct experiments on the aliens?
Maybe it's like in Stranger Things. It's just the upside down. It's a parallel universe.
See, I haven't watched all that yet. I did start watching. It's kind of interesting, but I haven't watched all that yet. So no spoilers, Scotty.
Okay.
Yes,
stop.
We can get Mankind to be the special guest referee for this match. It would actually make sense for once.
Yeah,
because
that
one
would be a
step
good
for
fit.
man, one step for Mankind, and one larger step for aliens wrestling in a wrestling ring.
Yep.
That can sell.
Yeah, I
Someone get
want
on
to see
that.
WWET. That's a thing now.
What would be your music to come out to on stage? in
my
wrestling?
theme music.
Yeah, because
Well, you
Super
know-
Diesel's got to go up against the aliens.
I'd probably use the Ohio's on Fire theme song of Mice of Men. That was my theme when I did my radio shows. That'd be my wrestling theme, obviously. I'd come out.
yeah.
I'd be on the stage. There's got to be pyro, of course. So it'd be pyro, be shooting from all sides of the stage, frontwards, backwards, and sideways. I'd be surrounded by this pyro. It'd probably set me on fire too because pyro burns. So
Well,
I'd
now,
have to roll.
now we know why Ohio's on fire, and you're going to do the same thing to Arizona.
I would have to stop
because it's dry out
yes,
there.
absolutely. I'd have to stop, drop, and roll in the middle of the stage.
Okay.
Okay.
We'll get to them.
You'd
All
be
right.
like a
Yeah.
trash can man in the stand. Have you seen that?
I haven't seen that one. I'm not familiar.
I'm old.
Oh, okay.
That's okay. I don't know what you're talking about either.
I get that
I'm
a
old
lot.
too, Scotty.
I get that
We're getting a lot of threats today by the staff of WSG because Stephanie was just in here. She was pointing at us as well, saying, "What's going on?"
Is
in
the
here?"
on-air sign on?
What's
out
that?
there? The on-air sign?
Oh,
Is that
that's
on?
irrelevant.
Okay.
Okay.
This isn't a real radio show.
Yeah, just walk right in. That's
Yeah.
okay. It's okay. It's not like it's important or anything.
Yeah.
A church in Edgewater, Florida. Well, it's about a church in Florida, so no telling what's being worshipped there. Is begging for forgiveness after posting a message that most people interpreted as being sexual in nature. Last week, the Bella Vista Baptist Church posted a message on an outdoor sign that read, "Forgiveness is swallowing when you want to spit." An Instagram user who goes by the name Catherine306098, because there are a lot of Catherines out there, posted a photo of the sign with a comment, "I think someone's a little mad at their wife." Although the message could be considered sexual innuendo, church officials insist they meant nothing vulgar. Because why would they come out and say, "Well, yep, that's what it means"? The Lord told us.
The Lord said, turn the other cheek and open your mouth.
Yep. That church secretary's a forgiving kind, if you know what I mean.
That was Catherine 0368.
Right. That was, whew. At least it wasn't Sister Catherine 306.
They say the strongest position is praying on your knees.
There you go. There you go.
And
forgiveness. You know,
swallow, don't spit.
Yeah, sometimes forgiveness is a bitter pill to swallow. I'll tell you that.
Or bleachy.
Or bleachy. Well, that's because you do that to your hair.
Right.
It just soaks in. That's all the bleach.
I'm trying to think of something clever to follow with that.
Okay.
But you guys you're going to hit me on both sides. I'm getting ready to open my mouth and take it like a champ.
Yeah, hey, well, at least you're forgiving.
Is it hot in here? It is hot in here.
Forgive me, Scotty.
Why is my face sweating? Man, everything's so hot.
To be PC, I'm sweating like a non-heterosexual man eating a sausage.
A vegan sausage.
Yes.
Gluten-free.
Okay, where do we go from here?
So you guys want to go to the gym after this? Man it up a little bit? Yeah.
Yeah, then go get a.
I don't know if I can keep up with you on that elliptical there, buddy.
Protein, coffee, pumpkin spice.
Do some tanning.
I'll get back to tanning soon enough. Don't you worry about that.
I just have to ask, what kind of manscaping do you do? Because I mean, if you
do, you really want to know that answer?
No, I don't want to see. I'm just
I mean, we'll just.
I don't want
it all right
visual.
now.
Yeah.
Let's go for the record today. Get you kicked off the air.
What the
he
hell?
did
Why
what
not?
in the studio?
Yep.
He showed what?
Yep. You know that big window right there.
Well,
yep.
see,
Those kids
I
learn something.
mentioned the thing earlier about I've gotten in trouble with my wife. She is live now. She's watching. So if I showed
doomed.
you or talked about my manscaping, that might push the limit. She's probably already discussed about the pumpkin spice.
Yeah, I don't blame her there.
Yeah, but the manscaping, I can't answer that. I plead the fifth.
Okay. No manscaping decisions or discussions.
I'll email it to you.
Yeah,
I just
pictures included.
Oh, well, it's going on the internet then.
It's already on there. You just got to know what to search for.
Yeah, but it doesn't look like Scotty May's hairdo, does it?
No, sir.
Okay. Because you said you guys were close.
It's red.
Oh, okay. Well,
not really.
Okay, so yeah, John. What was his full name? See,
something Homer.
Yeah, something Homer, which is great. John. Who gives a crap? Okay, Catholic school in Australia has covered up a statue of a saint giving a loaf of bread to a boy after complaints that it was too suggestive.
I saw that.
The statue of Saint Martin de Porres at Blackfriars Priory School in suburban Adelaide shows the bread being held at crotch level, and the smiling boy gazes up with his hand reaching for the loaf.
Reaching for the loaf is the name of my comedy album.
Yeah.
Nice.
Principal of the school, Simon Kobiak, said in an apology posted on Facebook, quote, "The two-dimensional concept plans for the statue were reviewed and approved by the executive team in May, but upon arrival, the three-dimensional statue was deemed by the same executive team to be potentially suggestive. And if you saw a picture, you'd know exactly what I was talking about.
Oh, yeah.
Joe saw that picture. It brought back memories.
I saw it, and I surprised because they're normally really good. The Catholic Church is normally really good at covering things up. I'm surprised it took them so long.
Yeah,
Good job.
Yeah,
I'm proud of you, Joe. That was good.
That was a good one.
Thank you, guys. Wiley's
Joe
Comedy
Young.
Joint this Friday and Saturday with headliner Jeff Tate.
And if you
he's been on here for an hour and a half, and he just said something funny
was
too.
it. That
So
was his first good
he's
joke.
warming up.
Listen, if you find me even remotely funny, you should come out December 7th.
Oh yeah, to the Face Off.
Wiley's Comedy Club.
Yeah,
we're gonna switch faces.
Joe and I are gonna switch faces and.
Now, are you introducing the show with comedy as you've done before?
No,
Joe Robinette is.
Joe Robinette is. Okay, so you got the funny Joe to do it.
Yes.
Okay.
We went
And the other
double.
Joe
We
to
went
say-
double Joe,
Yeah.
and I figured, we had Joe open up before at our last one.
This Joe.
Yeah, this
Right,
Joe,
right.
Joe Young opened up for us last time, and Joe Robinette guested.
And,
So you just switched.
We
you traded
we watched Joe Young's comedy set and went, let's go ahead and switch it.
Yeah, let's have him sit for this show. Let's have Joe Robin.
Let's have him sit. Yeah. Let's sit this one out.
Yeah. This is great promotion.
Yeah, absolutely. We love you, Joe. Everybody loves Joe.
Oh gosh.
And you too.
Oh, I see what you did there, Don.
Everybody loves Joe Robinette.
Oh, the things I would say if you didn't own the club.
Yeah. Hey, I don't. Just trust me. I don't have any say in who gets booked there, Joe. So.
Oh, I can tell by the fact that I'm on the show.
Exactly. Thanks for listening to the Life Podcast. Check us out on Eventide Entertainment's Podcast Network. Remember, if you want to listen live, we're on Wednesdays from noon to 2 p.m. on WWSU 106.9 FM, or you can always stream the show live at WWSU1069.org. If you have suggestions or comments for the show, feel free to email us at thelife1069@gmail.com.
Presence overwhelms me. The brutal presence overwhelms me.